Okay, Monday, August 10th. This is your Bring Me the News and Novak Weather update. Now, we're really going to be focusing on what happened last night, so over the last 24 hours. It's not often that we look back at what has happened in the weather, and we like to look forward, of course, but last night was pretty interesting. In fact, all of last weekend, or from Friday through Sunday, here the last 72 hours has been pretty interesting. In fact, if you look at these are the storm reports from the National Weather Service, and I want you to take a look at it. Now. Remember, keep in mind, much of last week we were saying that this portion of Minnesota, North Dakota, and Wisconsin would be under the gun over the weekend for the potential of severe weather. And sure enough, that's what happened over the last 72 hours. Quite a bit of severe weather activity. These red dots show you areas that had reported tornadoes. So there was some tornadic activity up in northwestern Minnesota and eastern North Dakota over the weekend. And then, of course, you get these orange dots, which are heavy rains and flooding, and then these green dots, which are hail. And that's what I really want to focus in on, because take a look at what happened in the Twin Cities. Again, this is over the last 24 hours now in the Twin Cities metro. And look at the bonanza of severe weather that occurred in the western Twin Cities metro. Basically, from downtown Minneapolis and all the way down to Bloomington on west, those are the areas that were hit really, really hard late evening and then overnight last night. In fact, there were some reports of hail that were in excess of 2 inches in diameter. So that's some pretty large hail. And when you look at the Novak Weather Facebook page, this is hot off of my Facebook page, you can see, look at this hail here that fell in Loretto, Minnesota, which is the western and northwestern Twin Cities metro. In fact, we'll blow this up for you. And look at the size of some of this hail that fell in the western Twin Cities metro. Just amazing what happened. So yeah, from a standpoint of predicting the weather, I think we should all feel pretty good about the prediction. We thought severe weather was going to happen over the weekend. It did, and hopefully people had ahead of time notice, which I think you did, which is awesome. All right, here are the dew points now for as we head into early this week. Now this is today, and look at this fresh air that is moving in out of the Dakotas and southern Canada into Minnesota and Wisconsin. This is really a breath of fresh air compared to what we were experiencing over the weekend. And in fact, this nice low dew point air mass, at least for this time of the year, is going to stick around not only through Tuesday, but also into Wednesday. Okay, this is as we head into Wednesday afternoon now. You can see dew points still, at least in eastern Minnesota, will be right around 60 degrees, and northeastern Minnesota dew points will be in the 50s. So for this time of the year, that is still a refreshing air mass, especially when you compare it to the dew points that were well into the 70s like we had over the weekend. Now, as we continue to go through the week, you can see right here, this is our jet stream structure now heading into later this week. And take a look at how our winds are still coming at what we call a zonal type pattern, or basically a west to east type pattern. But as we get into Friday and then Saturday of this week, you can see that our jet stream winds now are going to be just north of Minnesota, and there will be a jet streak over southern Canada. So that is going to put us in a favorable position later this week, and especially early this weekend, for some thunderstorm activity. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But until then, I think it's going to be dry. So those of you that didn't receive rain now over the weekend, over the last 72 hours, you're basically going to be out of luck, because yes, we have a fairly dry upcoming week ahead of us, and then we'll have to wait till Friday or Saturday before we get any appreciable rain. All right, thank you for joining me for this Bring Me the News and Novak Weather update. We will talk to you tomorrow.